What up? What up? What up?
What's up?
Hey, you know what I'm saying? Nigga, we made it another week. April,
Another week.
another week. Listen,
It's a great week.
a great week, man. Most excellent week, man. Most excellent week. Like, we still out here, man. I think people thought we had been tapped out by now. Look at us, and we still going.
We still going.
Still going and going. You know what I'm talking about?
That's right.
Man. And guess what, guys? Welcome to another week of Journey of a Jackass. And
That's
I'm
right.
your host, Diya, Shakoor, and I'm here with my illustrious, prestigious, driven, motivated April Golden Goddess.
That's right. Hey, y'all, we here for another week. Another one.
So April, how things on your end?
Things are great on my end. I knocked out a test today.
Hey, congratulations on that.
Passed my
Congratulations
test.
on that.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, congratulations.
I went in there and I was really calm about it and came out with a W. Came out with a win. So I'm happy
that's
about
what I'm
that.
talking about. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Congratulations on that. Congratulations.
Thank you so much. Now I'm thinking about the next step. Actually Friday, I'm going and seeing about enrolling in school. I'm gonna go ahead and keep this ball rolling.
Yep.
Keep this motivation going. Because I got some things that I want to do. You know.
So this my thing. I feel like that you don't, especially black women, but you in particular, from everything you come from and everything you've been through, I feel like you don't get your flowers enough. And I want to say that I appreciate you being the co-host. I appreciate you, you know what I'm saying, and doing the things that you're out here doing, being a proud mom. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're handling business and you're striving for it, no matter what. You are striving for it. I'm gonna give you your flowers for that.
Thank you. I really appreciate it. And it's just I just try to just keep going. You know, I just try to keep going. There's a lot of things that I've done, but it's still more that I want to do. And I want it all. So you know, sometimes life could try to take us under, or we'll have different type of, you know, trials and situations that we're going through that really puts us in the damper, like emotionally. And long as you don't stay in that mindset and state of mind and like always find the light at the end of the tunnel or look for the light, you know what I mean? It might be a little dim. Yeah, keep moving towards it. Keep moving towards it. Everybody's journey is not the same. You know, we live in a world now where on social media, everybody living like lavish and doing this and doing that. But everybody's journey is not the same. What may have been a quick journey for some might be a long journey for you, but it'll all pay off in the end. You just got to keep going. You got to stick in there, man. I'm sticking in there.
Listen, that's what
I'm sticking in there.
Look, that's right, man. That's why I had to give you your flowers tonight, man. Because you grinded hard. You grinded hard. I was like, oh, it took us a little while to get the podcast together because, you know, I was pushing the books and everything.
Right.
But you've been steadfast and dedicated. Like, hey, let's go ahead. Let's knock it out. Let's knock it out.
We in here. You know what? These numbers going up. We're getting more listeners. We're getting more views, and it shows. The main thing that we keeping up is the consistency, and it shows.
That's right. That's right. Look at that.
Thank you. I know. You know. Thank you. I'm great. But look, what's been up with you?
Man, listen. So you know, things have been starting to fall in place for me a little bit. You know what I'm saying? I'm about to start a new gig. I mean, hopefully here in the next week or so. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So next by the end of the month, by the 31st, I should be starting a new job. Hopefully, fingers crossed. You know what I'm saying? They get me in, and if not, it's gonna be mid-month, August, whatever the case may be. But I'm gonna be starting a new gig, so that's definitely a plus. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, it is.
You got to make the money.
Yes, it is.
The kids ain't gonna stop growing.
Nope. And bills don't stop coming.
They don't stop coming. So I got received an email today from Channel 7 about me and the co-host for the expo. I'm throwing to come and do an interview to promote it.
In August.
That's been, in August. So, you know what I'm saying? That's been a plus. And, you know, things have just been panning out. Like like you said, there are days I'm like, man, fuck, what I'm gonna do next? But then I just keep pushing through, still writing books, still doing everything. You know what I'm saying? So that's
Right.
what it's about resiliency. I
That's
learned
right.
that in the army.
I sure did.
Yep.
We sure did. You know what I was
Yep.
thinking? And I don't mean to cut you off because I know
No,
you're
you
about to
good.
get
You
to the
good.
story time. But this just hit me. Uh, let's add a motivational quote.
Okay. Yeah. I agree with that. I agree
Yeah,
with that. You wanna close the show out with that, or you wanna start the show with it?
we'll figure it out. But I was
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
throwing that out there, you know.
That's a good idea. I
Okay.
agree. I agree.
Okay.
That's a very, very good idea. And people keep hitting me up like, man, we need to bring the fitness tips back.
Really? Okay.
I've been receiving tips. They like, man, bring the fitness tips back. Some fitness tips y'all was doing in the beginning were funny. Y'all just stopped doing them. So
Okay.
yeah, so I got another message about that. But yeah, today on our show, I think it's perfectly suited. Read the room, right? We have an author, we have a producer, filmmaker, you know what I'm saying? All around good special guy. Coming straight from Houston, Texas.
All right.
On the show. Author Larry Smith is on with us tonight. So you know it's gonna be a special show. Once we get him in here, you know what I'm saying? He's gonna tell us about his books and the stuff he has going on in the film world and this documentary and stuff like that. But before we get to the good stuff, we got to get with the master. Story time with me.
Story time with you.
Okay, so the name of this episode is Read the Room, right? So I think that's one of the problems that I've had in my life. Like sometimes I go in a situation and I just don't read the room right. I just go in there, I just talk shit, and I'm like, oh, fuck it, it is what it is, right?
Oh no.
So in this particular case, I did not read the room right. I didn't read the room. So I was on a deployment, you know what I'm saying? And then, you know, when we deployed, we deployed together. So, you know, we had access to getting alcohol and parties and stuff like that. I remember going to reggae night and karaoke night, and people had damn near full bars set up in there. You know what I'm saying? So there was drinking going on when I read this room wrong, right?
Okay.
So we would all hang out in the motor pool down there. We'd be doing like command maintenance and stuff like that, whatever the case may be. Working on our things to get ready to go out on missions and stuff.
Okay.
And it was a dude in my unit. I was like, hey man, I ain't gonna say which deployment is on because they listen to this show. And they know what I'm talking about. So I was like, hey man, you know what I'm saying? What's going on with these two? It was two dudes. What's going on with these two? You know what I'm saying? Blah, blah, blah. They on some gay shit. You know what I'm saying? Blah, blah, blah.
Oh Lord.
I'm like, man, y'all they on some gay shit, man. This is what we doing over here. Like, it's women over here. Why y'all humping on each other?
You bust them out?
No, I didn't know if they was gay or not. I was just cracking jokes.
Oh, okay.
I was just cracking jokes. Like I didn't know.
Okay.
I didn't know. So people, I guess people was close to them, like, hey man, just leave them alone. Let them be. They don't need everybody in their business. I said, what is their business? You know what I'm saying? Like me, young, dumb, not reading the room. What is their business? So I'm sitting here and I'm like, yeah, so we all go out to the little party night they had on the camp. We in there partying, everybody having a good time. You know what I'm saying? Everybody dancing on the ladies, even the two dudes dancing on the ladies. But at the end of the night, we all got in the little truck and left in the Humvee and left, and they sat next to each other. So I wasn't reading the room, right? Talking shit, man. Y'all gay, man. Stop, cut that shit out. You know what I'm saying? We over here, it's women over here, and these women out here putting out. What are y'all doing? You know what I'm saying? So, we started going to the motor. We got to the point, but they stopped coming around me because they knew I had jokes. But I used to joke on everybody, keep the morale up, esprit de corps up, stuff like that. Crack jokes. Come down here, I mean, look at you, motherfucker, blah blah blah. This.
You made them feel uncomfortable, apparently.
I did, but you got to think about when this was going on.
Don't ask, don't tell.
They don't ask, don't tell. So I didn't know if they was gay or not, but I was just cracking jokes. I was, look at y'all violating, don't ask, don't tell. I don't know if they was gay or not. You know what I'm saying? Because one of the dudes was married to a woman. So I was like, okay, yeah, maybe they
Oh,
just best friends and they cool at the house, whatever the case may be. So we were sitting around drinking one night. We went out again, had a good time. Man, everybody having a good time. Me and a couple of my friends brought some girls back to the birds, and we had a good time. We was in there drinking, and you know the night went like the night. Everybody had a good time. So we had an event where I had to speak. So I'm at the speaking, and I'm up there talking, giving my speech, like, yeah, you know, this is. I want to thank everybody because I got an award. So I was like, I want to thank everybody, you know, this, except for, I was like, except for him, and those two. Not reading the room, right? So, you know, I almost got in trouble for this shit. It's like, I'm telling you, I almost got in trouble for this shit. So, I was like, man, what the fuck? So one night, we was everybody was chilling. It was the middle of the night, and we started getting rocketed. They started shooting rockets on the base. Boom, 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 boom. Them just landing everywhere. And when they landed everywhere, we had to go to either to a bunker or we had to go to like a hallway area until the incoming stopped, the rocket stopped, and all that stuff. So I was a leader at the time, so this was a problem that I was doing this, but I wasn't reading the room.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going on knocking on everybody's doors. Come on, everybody out, bunkers, blah, blah, blah. Everybody out, boom, 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 boom. Let's go, let's get out here. So I go knock on one of the guys' doors, like, come on, let's get out here now. You know what I'm saying? Blah, blah, blah. And then, you know, they were nice when we would get mortared. Everybody we started getting mortared so much, people just like, fuck it. They just like, if it happened, it happened. I'm going to stay here and sleep.
Right.
So, for real,
real,
it is what it is.
Yeah.
Man, we're fucking, I'm going to stay here and sleep. So, me not reading the room. So, I said, hey, man, y'all need to come on. So, I opened the door. And when I opened the door, the knob came off, and the door came open. And the door came open, and sure as shit, but one of the dudes was beating the other dude back out. Like, beating his back out. Like, in the zone, beating his back out. Bum, 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 bum. I was like, oh, shit, you know, blah, blah, blah. I said, so-and-so of them gay. So-and-so of them gay. They in there fucking, blah, blah, blah.
You did that?
I
Oh,
did
my
this.
gosh.
I was young. So I said, man, we're not supposed to be doing that shit over here, you know, et cetera, right? Not reading the room. After the mortar attack ended, right? A group of people came into my room and said, man, you need to come out here, right? So I said, what's going on? They said, look, man, we told you to stop messing with them about this. Everybody already knew. That's why we didn't bother them about it. Everybody already knew. But you had to go put them on blast from the chain of command. So they went to the chain of command trying to fill harassment charges on me, right? So I went to them. I said, man, don't even do this. If y'all gay, y'all gay. I didn't know that y'all was gay. I was just cracking jokes, whatever the case may be, right? And then we all sat down and talked, whatever the case may be. I said, man, y'all live y'all life, whatever the case may be. But what your wife gonna think about this? You know what I'm saying? You gonna go.
And then on top of that, at that time, they were probably doing something that they weren't supposed to be doing. Don't tell.
Don't tell. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, so what you gonna do when you get home to your wife, right? Me not reading the room, right? The wife knew about them, and they was like one big happy family.
Oh.
And they was one big happy family, so I didn't know, right? So me not reading the room, I was having a conversation with one of my homeboys, not knowing that one of my homeboys was an undercover agent. Not reading the room, I should just shut up, didn't say nothing about it, right? So he went to the chain of command with it, me not reading the room, not paying attention, I should just keep my mouth shut, or whatever the case may be. So they got caught fucking again, but this time they got caught by the agent, and both of them got put out the army. Yeah, both of them got put out.
Oh, so when the agent heard it, you kind of like peeped them on, and he ended up kind of like being on their case and ended up catching them.
It kind of wound up catching them. So I was like, damn, that's so fucked up. So me not reading the room led to 2 gay dudes getting kicked out of service. Now,
well, my thing is, Okay, you might not have read the room, which that was not your business to in that aspect. But if
Yep.
everybody else knew, why didn't anybody pull you to the side and say, "Hey, like we already know that. That's already."
But you got,
You know
I
what I
was a
mean?
young, volatile person, and I was like, man, you don't get the fuck out my face, I'll smack the shit out you. So anyway, so after they got out, right? After
Mm-hmm.
they got out, they went on their merry way, right?
Mm-hmm.
3 or 4 months later, I seen the wife at the APs working at the PX.
Mm-hmm.
I said, hey, I'm sorry, blah blah blah. She said, no, it's okay, it's fine, we're doing good. I said, okay, cool. Me not reading the room, or whatever the case may be. Their whole relationship was open. I fucked the wife, and that story time will be.
Oh wow, that's horrible.
So yeah, that's what happened.
Well, technically, if you had sex with the wife, then that means you had sex with the dick in the booty
Hey man,
nigga
listen.
too.
No, I did not. I did not. So what was crazy? What was crazy? Fuck no. So what was crazy is that when she came over to where I was at, she brought a female with her. I thought the female was for me.
Oh, they was
She's
all
like,
loose.
they was all loose. It was a party. So me not reading room, I was just like, I was apologizing and everything. And then she was telling me like, well, I had my eye on you all this time. I never wanted to be in that situation. Blah blah blah. Knock the bottom out. You know what I'm saying? Then let that be that. And that's story time with me. And then one of the dudes wound up getting back in the army. That's the crazy part. Yeah. So that's story time with me this week.
All right.
So tonight we have a special guest, author, entertainer, filmmaker, director, producer, editor,
Yes.
entertainer. You know what I'm saying? This man wears many hats and handles his business. Coming stride and live from Houston, Texas. Let's go and give it up for Arthur Larry Smith.
Hey.
What's going on, man?
Not much, man. How y'all doing?
Good,
All
good, good.
right.
I try to keep the story a little light tonight. Usually they get a little rough.
Oh yeah,
So
yeah,
man, how you doing down there in the H, man? With that tip, I know it's hot as hell down there right now.
man. Let me tell you something. The sun is kissing the ground out here. You can cook an egg out here, bro. It's hot.
I do
I'm
not
telling
miss
you.
Texas at all, but welcome.
All right,
Welcome
thank you.
to Journey with Jackass, Larry. It's great to have you.
Journey of a
Yes.
Jackass. I like the name.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Oh, because of the story times, the questioning, stuff like that. But we try to touch on real stuff too, community events,
Hmm.
black businesses, breeds of the week, fit
Mhm.
tips, travel tips, stuff like that. Like we try to encourage our community to grow, but we do it through our own fiendish ways, if that makes sense.
Right. And we
Okay.
all
So
family here, so we ain't gonna drill you too bad, but
she
we
ain't
gonna
gonna drill you
just
too bad. She ain't
Okay.
gonna drill you too bad. Larry, get comfortable because it's about to be a little ride.
All right.
all right, Larry. So just give the audience a little bit about yourself and and we'll go from there.
Well, I spent the first 5 years of my life, in the countryside in a small town 30 miles east of Houston called Liberty, Texas.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, Liberty.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's where all my people is from. So I grew up. I'm from the country, but I came and moved to the city. After a few years after I was born. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
I have property in Spring and in Cypress.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
not too far. Everything
yeah,
is. I mean, Houston is big though, but
Mm-hmm.
it's just one big circle around there.
yeah. It's an 8,
It
16.
is.
Oh yeah, one big
Hmm.
circle.
Yeah.
Man, so
Mm-hmm.
so man, telling people what you do. Tell them why you're here. It just say Larry on your screen. Tell these people who you're here, what you're here to talk about. Like
Well, I
who?
wanna. I
What you do?
wanna. I'm trying. I'm making my way. I've been doing a lot of podcasts for the past few years, on authoring and my storytelling and stuff. But I'm really trying to gain a bigger audience. Like I just had some postcards made for like major talk shows. Like my my end goal is to appear on Oprah in her book club. That's what my target is, you know.
Okay, that's
And
awesome.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's what my target is, and I feel like for what she do and what I've been doing the last 13 years with 5 books, a documentary, and stuff like that, I feel like if I keep doing enough of these, she may just hear about me, and that's my dream, you know, because
Right,
Yeah.
I have I'm not just I'm not a fame chaser. I have a message, and I feel like the only way I'm gonna get my message out is if I keep doing podcasts, you know, because
right.
Yep.
I have to I have to touch one person at a time because,
Okay.
you know, like I seen a show last night where a girl was talking about her book, Light Lark, and she said there's a lot
Hmm.
of gatekeepers out there and they're not letting you in. So you gotta reach people one by one, you know. And
But there's a lot of people that's gonna pay attention to this interview. So make sure you let them know who you are and what you feel, what you buy. And then,
okay.
and then you're opening yourself up to a new audience because again, we're up and down the East Coast. It's people that
Oh yeah.
listen to us all over the country because we have like a good military following, but it's people
Yeah.
up and down the East Coast that listen to us. So
Oh, okay.
yeah, we both were military vets. I'm retired Army, and April did a whole bunch of years.
Yeah, most of you
I
know
did.
most of my friends I grew up with is went to the military. I'm the only one that didn't go. You know, I got one serving out in Qatar right now. He's out
Oh
uh,
there
yeah.
for like a year. But like my story takes place in Killeen, as you knew, like we talked about. It's like
yeah.
my story is like where I was living in Killeen in 2000 and the end of 2003, and then when I when I
Say, bro,
stayed,
we was in Killeen at the same time. I was in Killeen from
yeah, I remember you telling me that.
2000 to 2005. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. I was in
I was
Colleen from like '08 to
Yeah.
like 12 or 13.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was back here in Houston, but in '04, man, I got into a situation where we got caught up and I was going to clubs out there. It didn't look like the military to me. It was it
the
looked like a
hood.
party town.
Yeah, it is. But that's what I'm saying.
So
Even
I
to this
took
day, more
advantage
hood
of
instead of hood. Yeah.
yeah,
Like
it is.
you used to go to city lights.
Yeah, I went to Fusion and all that. I remember all
Yeah.
that.
Sam's
Hmm.
Dollhouse.
Yeah.
Oh
See,
Yep.
Lord.
I remember City
Look,
Lights.
Wall Street.
Now I don't see. That's a lot of it I don't remember, but I know they used to go out to this park and show the cars off like a little block party on
That's
Rancid.
yeah, on Ransom Memorial Park, West Memorial
Yeah,
Park.
yeah,
Yep.
yeah. We go out there. Yeah,
I was out there.
yeah. That's when I was
But
back then. I was drinking and doing every drug known to man, but I changed my life, and I'm just taking it one day at a time now.
right.
Man, that's good. That's a
Yeah,
Right.
positive, man.
yeah. What?
So with, like being up there in Kareem, right? With it being a party time and everything, I'm surprised you didn't really take advantage of how big that because that's one of the biggest bases in the army. So I'm surprised you didn't take advantage of the crowd there.
Well, see, I didn't start writing until 2010.
Oh,
Oh, okay,
okay.
okay,
Yeah,
okay.
I didn't start. See, my life took place in 2010. Like everything started in '04, and I was in the house, and me and my buddies we were like having fun. Then we got off into selling drugs and stuff like that. So one day, one of the guys walked in that I knew, and he asked me. He was like, "You ever done X before?" And I was like, "Nah, what's it like?" And he was like, "Man, the way he sold it to me made me go out looking for it that night."
Mm.
And
Mm,
that was one of the, I don't want to say a regret because I wouldn't have been who I am today, but man, it was close to a regret how bad it did me because
yeah.
I went out looking for it. I went to Fusion that night. I had fun and partied, and then after I came out of there, I went to a store and asked somebody, can where I can find X at, and then I went home and took the drug, and everybody I talked to after all this happened, they said, "Man, it ain't never done me like that." But I don't know what he sold me, bro. But I don't ever want it again, bro, because it was the worst part of my life ever,
Mm.
I
ever,
can say,
ever in my life.
what was crazy is back then in Killeen, because I was there before they put the gates up and everything. Man, they used to have drive-bys on posts, like people selling dope on posts. Like
Man,
you go up around down Rancid, they had like hookers out there. Like you
yeah,
can get dope anywhere. Like it was D boys in Killeen.
Yeah,
I
they
was
used to
never
have this
there.
club. They used to have a club on base. I can't think of the name of it, but it's like
The patent in and the sports dome. The
the
sports
dome.
dome.
Yeah, the dome.
Yep, the
I
sports dome.
seen they used to come up. They
I
used to
remember
come
that.
home from war, and it wasn't nothing else they did. Like their PTSD was kicking in, bro. 'Cause they just fight each other every night.
Every every
I'm like,
Friday.
bro, what about the
We
women in here? They didn't care nothing about that. It's time to fight.
listen,
Mm.
every Friday we would go in there, especially on pay Fridays. We would go in there. We would drink us a couple. We would like drink before we go. We get us a couple beers, and as soon as they start playing like some Auntie Eversoul, some Lil Jon, we jump around on the floor, and all the women standing outside. We don't care. Your fist start
Mm.
flying.
And
I was
They
never
got the
there.
point security just let it die down.
yeah, I watched the dude. I watched the dude get a chair thrown at his head, man. In the leg part hit him in the ear. I got up out of there.
Oh
I
my
Yeah.
said it's
god.
time to go.
Oh my
It
god.
was nice. It was nice in there, man. I remember seeing the Samoans record shop. If you call one
Mm.
Samoan, you call all the Samoans. It didn't take many of them to shut something down.
Well, I'm
That's a
so
fact.
glad I wasn't there for that part.
Yeah,
Listen,
it
the
was.
You
hood
know,
was
it
the
was. I
that
wasn't.
hood was the hood.
It was kind of wild, but I wasn't there for that part.
Yeah,
It
But
got to the point they shut the sports zone down. They made it like a they tried to make it a restaurant, then they just shut it all the way down. It's like, nah,
mm,
we over this. Yeah.
yeah.
yeah. Well, Larry, you know, after you went through that phase and you changed your life and just started taking it one day at a time, and in 2010, was that the inspiration for you to start writing?
Well, all of that was because I had got diagnosed with schizophrenia in 2006. So I went on a
Mm,
whole wave. I went
Oh,
on a whole wave of taking medication due to taking ecstasy, the symptoms and
mm,
side effects. So I had to reevaluate and fight my way back into a normal state of life. You see what I'm
okay.
wow.
saying? Because my mind was so altered that I didn't like that whole year of 2004. I laid in the bed in my room and I didn't go anywhere. I didn't talk to nobody. The whole year I tried to commit suicide. All this because of X, bro. And that's my message to
Yeah,
Right.
people
yeah.
who think that, you know, that we so busy always talking about how good or how I did for us, but you don't never hear about my stories about somebody saying, because they don't never hardly get a chance to recover to say what it's like. That's why I
Right.
Yeah.
call my movie The Other Side of Ecstasy. So you'll see the other side of this drug that makes you feel so good. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah.
I was looking at that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
And
Yeah.
when you
Wow.
so well, let me get to the movie. So the other side of ecstasy, when you were writing this and going through this process, having to actually go back and take your mind back into a certain states of mind that you were at that time,
yeah.
um was it like challenging for you? And if so, like how did you overcome so that you can come up with this masterpiece for this movie?
It was a lot of emotion involved writing it, you know, and I had to gather myself because there was times where I had to write about, you know, trying to hurt myself and all this stuff. So I had to really gather myself and keep my mind mentally as a writer instead of trying to get so caught up in what happened to me. So
Right.
once I got that done and I started writing my story, I, once it started coming together, I just started like really putting my story out there. Like I published The Other Side of Ecstasy, the book, in I believe it was around by 2018 or 2019.
Hmm.
And but I just started putting, the movie out there,
Hmm.
this actually this year.
Right.
Yeah,
Okay.
and
Yeah.
I done a documentary on the story. It's called The Journey of a Gifted Writer. It's on
Hmm.
YouTube. You can YouTube
Okay.
it
Okay.
and watch it free, and it just got picked up by television. You can watch it on your Fire Stick. I have a
Oh,
distributor called Film Hub, and they picked it up on Free Movies Plus, so you'll be able to watch it on Free Movies Plus. I prefer
Okay.
people to watch it there on Free Movies Plus.
yeah.
Yeah,
Because the more traction you get on streaming platforms, the more other places, Tubi, Prime, everybody
yeah.
gonna want a piece of it. You get what I'm saying?
Right. Because
Yeah.
I mean, like, I don't know the thing. I don't want to say it makes me stand out, but anything I do that deals with my career, I don't take it lightly because with me on disability, I don't work as much as I used to. So I take this full throttle. So when I do something, it's like that's why I say, if I want to go to Oprah, or if I got a movie or a documentary, I want it on Netflix. I don't, like Joel Osteen said, I don't look for the chickens. I'm flying as an eagle, and I want the best out of whatever I do, because I have, like, what I'm saying, I have a family, what I'm saying, and
Yeah.
my
Yeah.
family, we don't always, we bump heads sometimes, but I got to do for them, what I'm saying, because if one of us make it out, how I make one look when one of them is doing good and everybody else is suffering, what I'm saying.
Right.
Well, I say this, and I say this all the time. I say it to myself, and I say it to people that are actually working hard. They got the journey, that's on their journey, stuff like that. If people expect things from you and apply pressure on you, I mean, you're doing the things you're supposed to. When people have expectations from you, so if they're
Yeah,
expecting you to make it, there is a high
yeah,
expectation for you. If they're applying pressure for you to go, and
yeah,
they know that once you get here, you have to do it.
yeah,
There
Right.
is they're expecting things from you, and
yeah.
that's a good thing.
When you bump heads when you're an artist of any type of thing you're doing, that's trying to do it on a larger scale, you bump heads with closed mind. I sometimes don't like to use the word negative, but it's true. But if they really closed minded, they don't have
Mm-hmm.
the same vision. They really don't have a vision at all. So it's like you have to, like, talk to them a certain way, because the energy is pressing, is so much pressure on you. You're trying to get somewhere, and people are steady, doubting you, because you're not this TV person on TV all the time.
Yep,
You're trying to rise from the
yep,
bottom. So it's like
Right.
you have to, I kind of got to look at it like I have to earn their respect. Because if I
Mm-hmm.
don't look at it like that, it ain't. I'm not looking at it from the same angle.
so Larry, I mean, it's funny you say that because you know what made me start writing books. I'm 4 books in now. You know what made me start writing books? I was
What's
on a
that?
podcast and I told people that I was going to write a book, and they started laughing at me.
Yeah,
And
you
then
gonna get.
I wrote 2 books the same year. After that, 2 good books.
And I bet you those laughs stopped.
They did.
Look,
Yeah,
I'm behind the power curve. I might need to get
They
on
did.
and
well, see, the thing
tell about
is,
my story.
yeah, because the thing is, the last 13 years of writing and authoring, I noticed I've came across people that said these famous words, that they are famous to me because they say it so much. I want to write a book, and I see them 12 years later, they still saying it. What you waiting on? The
What you
only
waiting
thing
on?
that's the
Just
only
do it.
thing that's stopping you is you're not actually taking the initiative to do it.
And what,
Mm-hmm.
Larry, I've been going to a point where I tell people, if you send me your manuscript and let me review it, I will make some additions to it, or I will, like, kind of help you pin it out the way it's supposed to go. You
Yeah,
know
Mm-hmm.
what I
that's
mean?
what I do.
If your story don't make sense, I'm gonna tell you where you need to fix it,
Yeah,
stuff
structure
like
it.
that, like
Mm-hmm.
structure it, stuff like
Yeah.
that. So
Mhm.
yeah, I do that, and then people come to me. I know I love it when the people actually follow through and do it. But there be people like, man, I still don't have the time to write a book. I'm like, well, you're never going to have the time. You got to find it if
Right.
you really want to do it.
Yeah, and
Right.
then
So
so many people think that what we do is easy until they actually try to do it, and then
no,
they
It's
say,
not
you know
easy.
what, this is a
that shit
lot of
take
work.
time. Yeah, that
This is a
shit
lot
take
of
time.
work. Yeah, it
Yeah,
does. They think because you're not physically on a job that you're not working. No, it's still brain work involved, and that's all work too.
Right. That's
listen.
It's
right.
all work.
And then if nobody wants to put out garbage product, the book I just released a couple weeks ago, I rewrote that book 3 times before I thought it was good enough to release.
Mm.
You
Mm.
know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
that shit takes work.
Yes, it does.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
does. Well,
So
Larry, there's another thing that I wanted to ask you. I'm sorry.
no,
Um,
go ahead, bro.
your latest book. How long did it take you to write that book?
Which one?
The
The
one that you
search
had.
the search for Lydia.
No, not the search for Lydia.
Uh-huh.
The other side of ecstasy.
Actually, that book, after I wrote it, somebody came behind me and restructured it. But it took me, I think it took me about I think about 5 or 6 months to just, because all I had to do was
Mhm.
just get my story out, the main
Right.
Yeah,
points, and then the person he was more experienced than me. He came in and elaborated more on it, but he took all my
Okay.
viewpoints of the story and then, like, elaborated around it and stuff like that. But all the other
Okay.
books I really wrote them myself, and I noticed that when I first started writing the book, it took me 6 months, But then I had to get out of that because I said, you know what, that ain't gonna work because now my latest books is taking me like a year and some change to write it
Because
because it's
the
more time
storytelling has to
consuming.
be there. Yeah,
right. So
Yeah,
the
you learn
storytelling has to
you
be there. It has to
yeah.
be like
right.
in detail.
I learned to elaborate more and
Right.
take
That's what I was
Yeah,
gonna.
more
That was what I was gonna.
detail.
So you learned something from those first uh, couple of the process in itself. That's what you were saying
Yeah.
before you and I.
Yeah.
Just the process in itself. You wanted to
Writing.
just get the
Yeah.
story out there, but after you
hmm
started going through the process and learning more about it, you
hmm
started putting more like meat and potatoes, as we call it, in the
Yeah.
military,
More
onto
detail.
the story. Right, more detail, and start
hmm
actually um
hmm
getting into the characters deeper
Yeah.
and the storyline. That's awesome.
But then I learned something with my most recent book I just finished this year. I learned that uh to write it on my laptop, I learned to write in chapter versions. Like, don't just I didn't this time I didn't write it like from word for word.
Mm-hmm.
I wrote it in chapters. Like I write one chapter, then I close the laptop and go back to it. But before you know it, if I got 15 chapters, that's motivating me. Like every time I open it up, I got 15 chapters now. So
Right,
that's making me want to finish this book. So that's
right.
So you know what one of the techniques I use? I write the last chapter first. I write the last chapter, how I want the book to end, then I build everything else around it.
yeah, people do that in movies.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
Hmm.
people do that in
yeah,
movies. That's why when you watch a movie, you always see the end first, and then
yeah.
they go into the story.
In,
Oh
in my book,
wow, I never thought about that.
if
Yeah.
you read in my book, Betrayal of the Black Bastard, it starts off at the murder scene where they find the body hanging.
Oh,
And,
okay.
then it gets into the
Yeah,
story
yeah,
of what
yeah,
happened.
yeah.
You
Because
know
it
what I'm
makes
saying?
it makes people think.
Yep, yep.
Right.
So I do have a question for you. So, what's the best advice you could give to someone aspiring to do what you do?
Um, Never take no for an answer. Accept rejection because it's gonna come at 100 miles per hour, and it's gonna keep coming. It ain't gonna never stop. So just accept it, so that way when you do get a yes, you know how to appreciate it. Because I still haven't got a yes. Only thing I'm doing is I'm doing everything myself. I had
Oh,
Oh, he must have got a
Larry.
phone call. Yeah, I think Larry got a phone call or something.
Oh,
Oh no, Larry was in it. Oh
yeah. Let's
man,
give
look,
him Larry a
Larry
couple
was
of
in it.
minutes to see if he's able to get
Man,
back on
listen,
there, right
Larry
in
was
mid
in it.
conversation too.
Right in mid conversation. I was like, man, Larry was in it. And look, Larry talking about he gonna get him here talking about he was gonna be shy. Man, Larry ain't shy shit.
Well, you see, that's our nature. That's our job.
Yeah,
That's what we do. When we have our guests and come on here, we're supposed to make them feel comfortable so that
yeah,
they can go ahead and tell us about themselves, and we can get more out of them that way. And
yeah. Let me see if I can let
let's
me
see what's
remove him.
going on.
Let me remove him, but then try to bring him back in.
Okay,
Oh yeah, okay. So yeah, he went out the stream and he gonna come back in. Okay, yeah. So he
okay,
went out. He gonna come back in. But so yeah, man, yeah, he was getting to it
yeah.
because I was ready to start. At first, we've been spending more time conversing.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't really start. You've been asking some good ass questions though. I was like, look at April. April
Well,
be doing. Yeah, April be doing that research.
well,
Look at that.
Well,
Yeah,
what we are gonna do, we not gonna stop the presses since Larry done came back in. It hasn't come back yet. But
yeah,
what we do want to do, we're gonna kind of do a little razzle dazzle. Larry Smith, he does have the book on the other side of ecstasy,
yeah,
and you all can look for that. And he also has a movie trailer of that coming out. So,
yeah.
the other side of ecstasy is on YouTube, and it's should be streaming on other platforms soon.
Yes, and he has Diary of a Gifted Writer. You know what I'm saying? And you know what I'm saying? I was like, man, he's really, really doing it. When I got put onto him, I was like, okay. I thought he was just like an author, whatever it may be. Then I started looking at the stuff he has going on. I
Mm-hmm.
thought, this man is more than just an author. Like this man is actually doing documentaries and movies. Like
That's
he's doing
right.
some, like he's doing this thing. So
Yeah, he
I
said he
definitely
has
have to give him
13 books, 2 documentaries. So hey,
yeah, like I mean, he's still getting after it. And then with
mhm,
the hardships that he went through with the depression, schizophrenia,
that's right.
suicidal ideations. I'm sorry. Man, yeah, that's rough. But what is crazy is I was in Killeen at the same time he was dead, and Killeen was a war zone. Like
I can
Killeen
believe
was
it.
not. Man, listen, Killeen, you can go up and down Red Sea, get whatever you want. You know what I'm saying? And like when
I
you was
can
talking about
believe
going to
it.
the park, we used to go out there, hang at the park. We used to go park our cars out there, hang at the park. You know what I'm saying? Chill out there, drink beers, and you drive right back on post. We used to go out to Belton Lake, go out there, drink beers, get fucked up, drive right back on post because there was no gates to that. And then when they put the gates up, you know what I'm saying, stuff started kind of slowed down a little bit. But there was people getting caught selling dope on post and everything. So him getting caught into those kind of situations out there is really, really believable because a lot of people got out of the army, stayed
Yeah,
there.
and it's awesome that he went through that and was able to recover. And like he said, he's just taking it one day at a time. So
Yep,
when it comes to being like in recovery, that's all you can do. You can take it
yep,
one day at a time, and then that he's doing something positive with that time is something beneficial. Like he 13 books in now. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah,
So he
yeah.
started from finishing a book in 5 months to finishing the book in a little over a year,
And,
learning
and,
and professing his craft.
and you know what's crazy? Like the important part that I take from this is that he with the other writers for help, and that's one of the
Right.
things that I I tried to do, but then I would read their content and I'm like, well, their content is really not as good as the shit that I'm writing. So it's like, do I really want this person reading me telling me what I shouldn't be doing with this book? So instead, I start going to people that read. They read like I read. Like I read almost 100 books a year. I talk shit and I'm a jackass, but I read. You know what I'm saying? So I start going to people to read. I'm like, read this book and tell me if it makes sense. Read this manuscript, tell me if it makes sense. So the feedback I received from people that were reading my books was better.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And it helped me mold my books. If that
Right.
makes sense.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Well,
I think we may have lost Larry for the night.
yeah, it's done been a little minute. So you all can find
Yeah.
him on at Arthur Larry Smith on Instagram. And y'all just go and check him out. We appreciate Larry coming in and gracing us with his presence and giving us, the insight of how he started to becoming an author and a little bit about his story. But
Yeah.
we're gonna go
Yeah.
ahead and keep it trucking.
Gotta
We're gonna
keep it
go ahead
trucking.
and keep it
Yeah.
trucking. And the next thing we got going down is community events.
Community
Yes.
events.
Yes.
I ain't even get a chance
Look.
to get to the good stuff with him.
Yeah, but that's all right. That's all right.
It's
We'll
all right.
we'll have him back on next time.
Yep. Before he
All
gets
right.
to Oprah.
That's right. Before we get to Oprah. So
Yep.
look, I got a couple community events today. This Friday, the 21st. You better know it. The Food Truck and Family Fridays in Augusta. It's on 4102 Windsor Spring Road. And basically, it's a parking lot full of food trucks. There's a lot of these black-owned businesses. They have ribs. They have island Caribbean food. They have, sweets, ice cream. They have all kind of different type of foods out there. I know I'm going to be there. I've gone a couple of times, and it happens every other Friday of the month. So a Food Truck Family Fridays in Augusta. It starts from 5 until 9. So if you in the area, come on Windsor Spring Road.
Man, Windsor Spring Road. There's no damn. No, hold on, we got Larry back. He's back.
Oh, he is?
Yeah, Larry's back.
All right, Larry, but you just gonna cut my community
Larry,
out like that.
Man, I don't know what internet I was running off of. I didn't know if it was y'all or me, but I found out I think it was me because I had to hook my internet up and all of that. I'm sorry, y'all.
Man, you in there with that Dollar General internet. You know you can't use them AOL dial-up cards no more.
No.
I got it from the library, bro.
Yeah, man. So
welcome back.
Let's get back into these questions. Welcome back. All right, so besides your movies and your books, right? What is your most notable accomplishment to this date?
No, can you repeat the question?
What's your most notable accomplishment to this date?
Um, I don't. I would have to say above anything would be me. In 2015, converting to Islam. That would be
Oh,
the
wow.
biggest thing in my life because that actually opened up the door for everything I do, pretty
Who
much.
did
Yeah,
somebody introduce you to
Yeah, it was a
Islam?
guy. It was a brother of mine from Bangladesh.
Mm.
He was from India, and he was
Mm-hmm.
living next door to me. And he would always come by the house and ask my mom, if I wanted to go to the mosque. I'm like, no, I don't want to go. I don't want to go. I don't want to go. And one day, I just decided to go. And the imam, he explained everything to me, and I had an understanding, a basis of the religion, and it's what people don't understand is not the fact that what they told me that I shouldn't do. It's just that they opened up a door and showed me a mirror of what it was doing to me, what I was doing.
yes, yep.
It
Mm.
showed, and it shined a light on my life, and it made me, what I'm saying, because I never knew anything about Islam before I converted and didn't know nothing. All I knew was Malcolm X.
Well,
That's all I knew.
I know you know that the 6,000 years is up. I know you know that.
The 6,000 years.
Yep.
I don't enlighten
I,
me.
yeah, okay, yeah, that's the conversation we had for the other day. Yeah, the 6,000 years is up. I grew up. My dad was in the Nation of Islam. I grew up in the mosque.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah. I
Yeah,
grew up like
they got so many. They got a lot of different sects of Islam,
yeah,
and I'm not too familiar about the Shia or the Nation of Islam. I'm Sunni, but
yeah,
I'm open to learning. I go in the Nation of Islam mosque. I go learn with you. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? Because we at the end of the day we are Muslim.
yeah, yeah,
So
Mm.
whatever is something over there that they know that I don't know. It's something that I know that they don't know. So we all learn from each other. It's like Baptists going in different denominations, all sheltering each other from each other. Y'all are all the same.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. That's good. Look at old Larry. Ah, Larry. What is old Larry X? Larry X down there.
Larry
You know
X.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I
But
know.
that's the biggest highlight of my life though. Yeah.
So, what do you expect to be in 5 years?
In 5 years, I would expect to, scratch one of the things off my list, which is, to make it either Oprah's book club or get on like a major talk show where I can get a bigger audience and get my message out. But I would also like to actually I would like to have a position in a mental hospital, what I'm saying, being a counselor, based on because I've done that work before. Like the clinic that I went to, they hired me because
Mm.
that's how functional I was. And I
Yeah,
became that's one of the things
advocate
that
for it. Yeah,
yeah, I'm an advocate, and that's one of the things that I'd like to do because I like to be involved because my message goes along with that. And the reason why I was hired by my clinic is because I have life experience, and the doctors they can't touch that because
That's right.
I can sit down with
yep,
them and go places that they never been.
that's
That's
right.
right.
So,
Yep, yep,
mhm.
yep, yep.
So that's one of my goals is to, get a position. And that's another thing about doing these podcasts. Hopefully, one company, like Manager here in Houston, and will see or wherever will see a podcast like this and say, let me reach out to this guy because he's very well versed in mental health. So
Yeah.
that's one.
Well,
That's
Yeah,
we don't want to put it like hopefully. We want to claim it. We want
yeah.
to put it
yeah,
already
yeah,
into existence.
I
You
hope
know
yeah.
what
so.
I mean?
I
And
believe
you
so.
pushing something out there, pushing this same podcast or whatever, anything that you might be featured on to those
Hmm.
platforms is a touch as well.
Yeah,
Yep, yep.
yeah.
Because
So,
people are going to stream this, and they're going to listen to it. So
Hmm.
you feel what I'm saying? So they were like,
Yeah,
"Who the hell is this guy?" And I always tag the social media information and stuff like that, right?
yeah.
So, April, you got any questions over there? Because it's
oh
time
no,
for us to
I
get
asked a
this.
whole bunch of questions
Okay, because
before we got
it's
knocked off a
Mr.
little bit. So go ahead with the crazy stuff now.
Larry. You ready? How you doing tonight?
I'm ready, bro. You got me on here now. I'm ready.
Okay. Hi, Larry. How you doing? We're
All
gonna get to
right.
these. We gonna get to these questions. You sure you ain't got nothing? Nothing else?
I'm good.
Okay. So you a director, a movie director.
Uh-huh.
You done documentaries and stuff like that, and you worked on it, right?
Yeah.
Question number one:
Come on.
would you direct a porno, and who would your female lead be?
Yeah. Man, that's a tough one there. You said, repeat the question.
Would you direct a porno, and who would your female? Who would you want to be your female lead?
Sanaa Lathan. No.
Hey,
Hey man, listen.
look, that's your answer.
And that's your answer. Shit. But you would direct one, so okay, that's a plus. All right. So, next question: what does writer's block look like for you? What does writer's block look like?
I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't get it anymore. I wrote by hand for the first 6 or 7 years, by hand. So I when I started getting writer's block within that time frame, I started breaking it by just what I did was I kept thinking, and once I got caught up, I just keep thinking, and I could never put no music on, but I just outthink writer's block by keep imagining.
Oh yeah, for real. And keep the imagination going. Okay.
Yeah.
Look at Larry.
This dude is funny. This gotta be this is the wildest podcast I'd have done yet.
Oh man, listen.
Look.
Let's go, Larry. Okay, so next one. How do you feel about black men wearing dresses in movies? Do you feel like it's a rite of passage for black men in Hollywood?
I feel like they don't have to do it. They do it because they're too desperate. Or they either seeking some type of extra attention that they shouldn't get. They shouldn't want. But I'm speaking my opinion. They may feel different because, like somebody say, they're actors. But I don't see it that way, because if it was the case, Denzel don't do it. Samuel don't do it.
Nope.
I ain't never seen them do it, but I don't knock the person who do it. I wouldn't allow it. I ain't gonna say I wouldn't. Yeah, I can say I wouldn't allow it because I don't believe I want to do something like that in my movie.
That shit gay.
Yeah, it is. I think it takes a man out of his character. You know what I'm saying? Like, why would you? This is my opinion. You portraying something that you really not, and that's dangerous because even Tyler say he go home and he gets caught up in that act and he starts speaking like that. So what is that doing to your character?
And man, listen.
Well,
we gonna move on to the next one because that's a whole
yeah.
I mean, you asked me.
Yeah. No, that was a good response.
That was a good response. Larry. Okay, so question number 4. If Netflix offered you a 5-movie, 5-book deal, but in order to do it, you had to survive in a locked room with 5 gay flesh-eating zombies, would you do it?
What?
I probably wouldn't get that deal, bro. I probably wouldn't get that deal. I mean, there's other deals.
You can't survive with the zombies. You gotta stab the zombies in the brain.
Hey man, listen. You in there, it's just your bare hands in there.
No. First of all, they eating flesh, and in the way it is in right now, you can't say nothing about certain things, man.
Man, see, that's the difference though. Like over here, like we not disrespecting nobody, but everybody has an opinion.
Right, and it is an opinion.
There are things.
It is an opinion because anything I say to it, my opinion cannot be your fact. So it don't have to be your fact.
Larry, there are things I say on this podcast. People send me texts like, man, why you say that for all these people to hear? I'm like, somebody got to say it.
I mean, you have a voice. It's your podcast,
Yeah,
that's where I come in, Larry. And
balance.
You the balance.
Yeah, and like I said, we on the zombies. We need to stab the zombies in the brain.
Yeah. Okay. So next question. If there was one person you could describe their life, who would it be out of this list though?
If there was one person, I what?
You could describe their life for them, like write an autobiography for them, right? Who would it be out of this list though? Crunchy Black, Pinky the porn star, Bill Clinton's illegitimate son, or Felice Johnson?
I don't know who Felice Johnson is.
He's the booty warrior.
I know who he is now. In the cartoon.
Yeah, so you had describe one of their lives.
Man, I would probably say Pinky, because just to go in detail, I don't know. I mean, because she got a life outside of that.
Yeah.
She got a life outside of it. She was somebody before that, and she was somebody after that. So
yeah, Pinky built like a milk jug now, though.
Leave Pinky alone now.
Hey man,
leave Pinky alone now.
She's still out here handling business. Can't knock that.
Yeah.
All right, my last question, man. Who you think gonna win between Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford?
I actually, you know what I'm saying, don't throw nothing at the screen, but I ain't never seen neither one of them fight. But I know enough to know that maybe Crawford might get that just on, you know what I'm saying, publicity and stuff like that. I mean, I've seen it, but I don't know. The other guy may be waiting. He might have been waiting on that opportunity.
Yeah, for sure.
And then you never can count out the underdog neither.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah. That's right.
Yeah, man. Okay. So where can they find your stuff at, Mr. Larry? See, I took it easy on you tonight. You thought I was gonna drill you all. I took it easy tonight.
Yeah, man. I'm not big on, public eye and all that stuff. This is the reason why I'm the writer. I don't want to be on screen. No, but you can my website, I should have told you to put it at the bottom, but my website is www.authorlarrywaltersmith.org.
Okay.
Yeah, and
repeat it, and then I'm gonna need you to send it to me so I can add it to the podcast when I post it.
Okay, it's www.authorlarrywaltersmith.org, and you can find, like, most of my books is on Walmart.com, and then my most recent book, The Search for Lydia, is on Amazon, and it's a 75-page book.
Oh, wow. Okay. Man, well, Larry,
you survived us.
You survived, man.
Yeah, y'all are hell.
Man, listen.
I am a goddess. He might be hell.
Yeah.
Larry. Man, look,
that boy has some hot questions for a Muslim.
That's right.
Oh, man.
Hey, man.
But I answered you real, though. You know what I'm saying?
You did.
And that's what we want.
That's all we want, man. But shit, man, I'm glad you came on. I appreciate it, man. And we definitely got to have you on again. You know what I'm saying? Before
I definitely, y'all just hit me up, man. Like, even if it's like 3 to 6 months down the line, I don't mind doing a second interview,
Yeah,
okay, awesome.
Well, we probably gonna do it sooner or later. We probably gonna do like an authors panel, have a whole bunch of authors come on and stuff like that.
Okay, yeah. I've done one of those before. Like, it was a lot of brothers from like in London, around the world, and we all did it was like all Black authors, and we did like a podcast together.
See, there we go.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you again, Mr. Larry.
Thank you, Larry.
Yep.
Thank y'all for having me. Y'all good energy.
Yes, and we will see you next time, good brother.
All right, and April.
All right, huh?
Keep him balanced out. Keep him balanced.
I'm gonna keep him balanced. I have to. I have to.
All right, Larry.
All right.
Okay. Okay, so that was good.
That was good. I'm sorry, I had to see my little hand. My son trying to come in here and stuff. But yeah, that was good.
Yeah. So
Larry dropped some good stuff.
Yeah, he did drop some gems. So man, let's go ahead and get into.
I'm finished getting into the community events. Yeah. So my second community event, so second community event is actually Saturday, July 29th from 7 to midnight, and it's at the Savannah Rapids Pavilion. And it's actually the lovers and friends, couples and singles, grown folks entertainment, adult sneaker ball.
What?
Okay. If you haven't already got your tickets, you need to get your tickets. You can text or call this number 803-262-7156 if you're definitely in the Augusta area. Again, it's gonna be at the Savannah Rapids Pavilion, and this grown folks, y'all. Okay, y'all don't want to miss that. Is bring your own drink. It must be in a black or red bag. There'll be a food buffet. Dress code is fly and flashy.
That's how
So
you know this some grown folks shit. BYOB.
yeah, BYOB.
Shit.
All right.
Okay.
And let me just go one more down. Now, all right. This one is a little bit ways off, but it's the Augusta, Georgia's Fall Wine Festival. And it's
Uh-huh.
actually September 24th, and it's from 1 to 4 p.m. And it's going to be hosted by the Lock D Blue Jay. And there's
Uh-huh.
live performances from, I'm looking at over 10 artists. Okay. And what it is unlimited wine, unlimited wine tastings, fall flavor mimosas. There's going to be arts and crafts, food trucks and vendors, and just everything pretty much for Augusta Fall Wine Festival for grown folks. Now you got to be 21 to attend because we can't have no minors out there consuming alcohol. And you can find the tickets for this on eventbrite.com. And you can just put Augusta GAS, which is Georgia, stand for Georgia's Fall Wine Festival tickets. All right.
Okay. Oh, okay. Man, look at that. I mean, it's going down there.
And yeah, I'm trying to do a little something, a little something.
Man, I see. Okay, so me, for the community events, they got the HBCU family reunion.
Ooh.
Yep, that's at Fort Hunt Park in Alexandria, Virginia, July 22nd from 12 to 5.
Oh yeah,
Again,
that's Saturday.
Yep, the HBCU family reunion at Fort Hunt Park, Alexandria, Virginia, July 22nd from 12 to 5. Right?
Mm-hmm.
So the next event I got tomorrow night at the Howard Theater.
Mm-hmm.
Project Pat gonna be up here. Y'all make sure y'all go get y'all tickets and stuff. It's still some general admission at the Howard Theater. Project Pat. I went to see 3 6 Mafia perform, and Lil White passed out, bust his head open.
Damn.
And Project Pat just took over the show. He took it over. I was like,
Damn.
Project Pat, right?
And yeah, if I was there, I go to that.
Yeah, Project Pat. But yeah, the HBCU family reunion, Fort Hunt Park, Alexandria, Virginia, July 22nd, 12 to 5. Right? Now, I have a black business. You know, you have Monopoly and all that stuff. I went on base the game. I bought a game, Shamopoly. Okay, this is about the sham shield, about the equal and below. And he signed it for me and everything, right? So it got the sham shield. It's like Monopoly, right? But it got like tickets for like do not pass go talk to the Berg's lawyer, blah blah blah, stuff like that. Soldiers hanging in the smoke pit. Sergeant Major shows up and soldiers hanging in the smoke pit. Like it's like the crazy ass game. So I said, yeah, I want that.
Okay.
So you can go to shamopoly.com and he sells these. It's like Monopoly for soldiers, but it's like. So describe the equal envelope. You know, we used to sham and get out of everything. So those are my 2 community events and my black business of the week. Yeah, man. Shamopoly. I'm gonna play this shit this weekend.
All right. I know that's right. Yeah, play it and see how it is and let me know.
Yeah. Want me to get you one to send one to you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, I got you.
Well, we we already went over the read of the week with Larry's The Other Side of Ecstasy.
Yeah.
And so
I think people really need to check that one out.
Yeah.
And then he has short stories and stuff like that. So yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I think we covered the breed of the week this week. I don't think we had to delve too far into that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, we can get into the because that was all positive. The stuff he was talking about, even his recovery was all positive.
Yeah.
So can we get into some more negative shit? The dumbass of the week.
Yes.
Dumbass of the week. Fuck is he talking about? So my dumbass of the week. Are you ready for this?
I'm ready.
Okay, so it was a private in the United States Army.
Mm-hmm.
PV2 to be exact.
Mm-hmm.
In the U.S. Army.
Mm-hmm.
23-year-old Travis King.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, he's a cavalry scout with the 1st Armored Division.
Mm-hmm.
Right? You know, the 4 Armored Divisions is in, but they're stationed at Fort Bliss, but they're in South Korea to help patrol the border. That's what their mission was over there. They were there to help patrol the border and stuff like that. They ensured there's no invasions and stuff like that. Because, you know, North Korea is doing their nuclear weapons testing and all that stuff. Whatever case may be, right?
Right.
So while he was in Korea, you know, I've been to Korea, and in Korea it's easy to get in trouble. Easy to get in trouble. Very, very easy. Easy to get in trouble. So while he was there, he got arrested for assaulting a Korean and had to spend 2 months in a South Korean labor camp. 55 days in a South Korean labor camp for assaulting the Korean and put him in the hospital, right? So this fucking dummy,
Oh my gosh.
it's fucking stupid. He's stupid. So, you know, if you get locked up, of course, there's repercussions from the military. They can't hit you with they can't give you UCMJ for the assault, but they can give you UCMJ for violating Republic of Korea rules of engagement, stuff like that, and they can give you administrative actions, right? We know that. I've seen it happen. Oh, you got locked up for DUI out there? Don't worry about it. We're going to get you for disobeying a lawful order. Don't worry about it. We got you. You get busted down anyway. So after he was released, he was supposed to go back to Fort Bliss for some UCMJ. You know, that's the punishment. That's what we get, the Article 15, the punishment.
Right.
And a dishonorable discharge from the Army. That's what he's supposed to get. So this is what he did. This to avoid everything, he went on the DMZ bus tour with 43 other people.
He left. Whoever was escorting him to the airport, they left him there at the airport and didn't make sure that he got on the flight. And he left.
He left. They left. They took him to the airport and they left him there. And he left because he knew what was waiting for him when he got back. Right. So this fool went on the DMZ bus tour. He went to Seoul. He left from the airport, caught a bus from the airport to Seoul. Went on the DMZ bus tour. So after getting there and completing the tour, right, while everybody was going to get back on the bus, this fool struck off running across the border. At full sprint, full speed, chopping, head back, to get across the DMZ, right? So when he got across the DMZ border, he completely disappeared. He disappeared. As soon as he crossed the border, he disappeared. Because it's foggy at the border. He disappeared. He disappeared. They could not find him. They couldn't see him. None of that stuff. They chased after him, but he was gone. They
say something. He was picked up in a van.
Was he?
And that's what I heard. They said he was picked up on the van. Go ahead. I'm sorry. I'm just taking
No. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But was he? Because if he was picked up in the van, his ass ain't never coming back.
His ass was picked up in the van. But go ahead, finish.
Yeah, so he disappeared out of sight, right? He probably coordinated that shit. No Korea, I'm coming, right? For real. This dude is fucking stupid. All this to avoid some UCMJ getting put out. He could be over here working, looking for a job right now, right? Only 23 years old. You're recovering from these things, right?
Yeah.
The worst thing about this whole situation, the very, very first one thing, and why this motherfucker is getting the dumb ass of the fucking week, he was goddamn black. This motherfucker was black. This is why he get dumb ass of the week. Like when I read read this story, I said, okay, this motherfucker, this white boy doing this shit, or some Mexican doing this shit. Then I looked at the name, I said, his name was Travis. I said, okay, this is white boy doing this shit. I looked at the picture, I said, this nigga look like he from the bottom of Georgia, like he just been a son all day black. I was like, this nigga is dumb.
That don't mean anything. He was just young and dumb.
Man, listen, fuck, he thought he was Dennis Rodman.
Black or white or whatever, he was just young and dumb. That's what it was.
Dennis Rodman, the only black allowed in North Korea. But this dude was black. He ran into North Korea. Now they can't find him. They gonna never get him back. If they do, he gonna be in pieces. Hopefully he come back alive. But for his stupid ass running into a country that no one is allowed in except for North Koreans and Dennis Rodman, this is why he's getting my dumb ass of the week. Fuck is he talking about? Travis King, you stupid motherfucker, embarrassing the army like this. Stupid.
Yeah.
Fucking dumb ass of the week.
Yeah. Definitely an embarrassment.
Yeah, fucking dummy. I was like, man, what the fuck is going on? Really? And when I seen the picture, I was like, that's the only face I can make. I looked at the picture, I was like, dog, he can't be for real. He cannot be for real. But that's my dumb ass of the week. So anyway, let's move on to the good stuff. Let's go ahead and get to these travel tips, Miss April. What you got over there?
Yeah.
What you got over there?
You know, normally, Groupon is my go-to because I love the all-inclusive. But I'm on cruises this week, right?
Uh-huh.
So from cruises, kind of gonna go to something that's a little bit more close to me. But you guys can actually go on and cater. I'm on carnival.com. You can actually go on and cater to your own where you want to sell from. But I picked Charleston, South Carolina, because that's closer to me, right? So Charleston, South Carolina has a 4-day to the Bahamas from Charleston for $289 per person. Okay, so you'll go from Charleston to Nassau and then back to Charleston again.
I mean, that's good. That's $288 per person. Like, even for my Altus cruise, we're leaving from Miami. I said, why are we paying? The flights cost more to get to Miami than it is for the cruise. Why are we cruising from so far down? I had to tell this to the person that put the cruise together. Like, let's leave from Norfolk or South Carolina or something.
Yeah, and it's actually you can go on there and hold on, let me see here. So for me, they have what I would go to. They have Jacksonville. They have Port Canaveral, which is Orlando area. Then they have Charleston, South Carolina. They have a Mobile, Alabama. It's like other places, Norfolk, Virginia, that you can leave from there. So it's like, yeah, you can sometimes going all the way down there. You don't really want to do that, but going all the way down there, they might be going to more places, if that makes sense.
Yeah. What they do, but like for instance, my Altus cruise is we just want to do like a short weekend, go out there, do activities, and then come back. It's supposed to be like a weekend getaway. So I was like, why am I paying $500 for a flight to Miami when the cruise only costs $383?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. Well, you gotta get on there and play around with it, and sometimes it helps. Like if you call the people too. So.
Yeah.
It is what it is. But yeah, go ahead and check that out now.
Yeah, I will. I love me some cruising. You already know that. Love me some cruising. Dang. So April, we made it to the end of another damn show.
Yeah, we made it to the end.
We made it to the end. And woo, that was a good show. I'm glad Larry came on. He shook out that sage fright quick.
Mm-hmm.
He did. I was like, come on, Larry, talk that shit.
He did.
So now next week we're gonna have the Gen Talk podcast on, and they're relationship based. So they talk about relationships.
I'm ready.
As they pertain to them. So it's gonna be a panel kind of discussion. So this is gonna be the first one where it's gonna be like 10 of us on the StreamYard.
I'm ready.
I'm ready too. So it's gonna be fun. So anyway, let's go ahead and close this thing out. So tell everybody where they can find you at finally with the social media.
You can
shit.
find me on April, Miss Cutie Queenship, Golden Goddess. Find me there on Instagram. Come see me, please.
Yeah, please. And y'all know where to find me, Author Diya Shakoor, the Author Diya Shakoor. And you can find both of us on Journey of a Jackass TV. We're really trying to get the YouTube streaming numbers up. Our streaming numbers on our everything else is doing good, but we're trying to get the YouTube numbers up. Watch the videos. You only got to watch it for like 2 or 3 minutes for us to get a view.
That's right. Watch some videos. You sit down and watch TikTok all day, you can watch us.
Watch us.
You can
Talk
watch
that shit.
us.
Watch us talk that shit. So anyway, April, man, I think it's time for us to close it on out. Hey, you know what I'm saying?
Peace.
Peace.